so these are the tangent line Pulley problems. The key to these, the math itself is not difficult at all. The key is setting up your picture correctly or labeling it correctly. So you have a bigger circle and a smaller circle. Tangent lines between the two. Okay, so you have, and we know the distance of one tangent. We know the radius of both circles. And the question is, or the problem is, find the distance between two centers. Okay, I'm going to give you a set of steps here because these are, if you make one wrong move with what you're labeling and drawing, then it's all downhill from there. It gets ugly. Okay. So the first thing you want to do is, if you're finding the distance between the two centers, we're going to connect the two centers and call that x. All right, so your first step is to note that the tangent and radii are perpendicular. So draw in your right angles. Okay, the tangent and the radius. So this is the tangent, not that. So we have right angle here and a right angle there. Step 2 is complete a rectangle, drawing a line from the center of the small circle parallel to the tangent. This is the critical part. If you draw this line in the wrong spot, you're not going to know what to do with it. Okay? So from the center of the small circle, parallel to the length that you have, you're going to create a rectangle. Okay, and since it's a rectangle, okay, even if it doesn't look perfect, you're going to make it a rectangle. So that means right angle, and you're going to draw both right angles here. You'll know why in a minute. Okay. Third thing you're going to want to do is label the four sides of your rectangle with lengths. So if this is 26.5, then the parallel line you just drew should be 26.5 because opposite sides of a rectangle are congruent. If this is 2.4, then directly across from it should be 2.4. Okay, now why am I going through all of this trouble when I'm looking for actually x and not something on the rectangle? Because now that I know that this is 2.4, I know that the whole radius is 9.3. This piece right here is the whole radius minus that piece, right? So 9.3 minus 2.4 makes this piece 6.9. Okay, now the rest is actually the only calculation that you have to do besides subtracting to find that piece. All right, I'm going to draw it out so you can see exactly what I'm looking at. This is 6.9. That's a right angle. This is 26.5, and that's x. I just straightened it out a little bit. That's why you want your right angle showing here. How can I use this to find x? So use the Pythagorean theorem to find x. So we're going to do 6.9 squared plus 26.5 squared equals x squared. So this would be 47.61 plus 702.25 equals x squared. So 749.86 equals x squared. You're going to take your square roots, and x will be 27.4 inches. Now, just a little note over here. You're going to round to tenths, okay? I've done these problems before where this length is 15 and then the hypotenuse ends up being 15.1 and people round them. Okay, those can't be the same. The hypotenuse has to be longer than either of the legs. So if your difference is 1/10, then so be it. It's still 1/10. Okay, so you round to tenths. Okay, so the only calculation you really have to do is the Pythagorean theorem, but you've got to set your diagram up correctly to know where to get those lengths. All right, and we're going to do another one of these so you have a couple to look at. Okay, so even if they don't give you the other tangent, you don't really need the other tangent, but I would still draw in what you're looking for, which is that, and label it x. All right, so you guys tell me what to do. You walk me through the steps.
I know.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, so do you have to put in the right angles first?
Yes.
Okay, so that.
Okay, so we put in our right angles.
And then, oh, do you keep going?
Keep going.
And then you do the rectangle line.
Okay, which way?
From, I don't know, you just start with your and then go like that.
Start at the small center or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's kind of
Yes. You don't. I've seen people, they'll start at the big center and then they're like,
start at the middle of that line and then go down.
yeah. So you're starting at the small center, parallel as much as you can to that side.
And then put the right angles in.
Put your right angles in there.
And then that blue line is also 35.
Okay, so this is 35.
And then oh yeah, that little top section
This?
is 8.
Okay, so that's got to be 8.
And then you 14 minus 8.
14 minus 8 is 6.
Yeah, so there's that. And then now you have to do the Pythagorean theorem.
Now you do the Pythagorean theorem. So what goes where in the theorem?
So you do 6 squared plus 35 squared equals x squared.
Yep. So I'll save you the time on the calculations. You would have 36 plus 1225 equals x squared. So that would be 1261 equals x squared. Take your square roots, and x is 35.5 inches. Okay, pretty close to our other distance, but it's bigger, so it should be being the hypotenuse. All right,